Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about material science and engineering. Material science and engineering is all about studying the properties of matter to solve problems in science and engineering. For example, when you're building an aircraft, you have to choose materials that are heat resistant, so the aircraft doesn't burn up when it's flying. Another example is if you've ever broken an arm or a leg, the doctors usually wrap your broken limb in a fiberglass cast. And so before fiberglass, doctors used to use this thing called plaster of Paris. It is still used sometimes, since it is cheaper, but both of these materials were chosen because they can be made into a specific shape, and they are very stiff to make sure your broken limb doesn't move around. However, plaster casts are not as popular because the discovery of using fiberglass allowed the cast to be a lot lighter, showing just how important using the right materials are. In light of COVID-19, material science and engineering has become such an important field. As you probably know, it is highly recommended to wear a mask when going outside to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Let's hear from an intensive care nurse about the different types of masks they use and how they use them.
Hello, my name is Mariah Larsawal and I'm an ICU/critical care nurse. I work in the intensive care unit where we use different kinds of masks for different procedures and different diseases that we come in contact with. The simple mask is the most common mask, and we use it when we try to maintain sterile field, when we perform procedures in surgery or wound dressing changes, or when we take care of patients that have been placed on droplet isolation, such as that of the flu. We also have the N95 masks, and there's different variations. We use those when we take care of patients that have been placed on airborne precautions that have possibly tuberculosis or other diseases such as that have smaller particles that tend to linger in the air and tend to be more easily contracted through inhalation. It is important to know that wearing masks now that COVID-19 is very rampant in the world right now, wearing a simple mask can be quite useful. It really helps protect others from you primarily, just because it creates that little barrier that when you cough, breathe, or talk, it catches all of your water droplets and anything that is trapped in it, so that others will not breathe in those water droplets. It has a level of protection from others as well, and it can be used for longer periods of time than N95 mask. N95 mask has more layers, is thicker, and has a high rate of filtration, so much that prolonged use is discouraged due to the potential inhalation of your own carbon dioxide. It does protect you more so from contracting any disease like COVID-19, but the prolonged use is discouraged. As long as you're practicing social distancing and good hand hygiene and then wearing a mask when you come within 6 feet of others, you tend to have a higher rate of protecting yourself and others from transmitting the disease.
Thank you so much to Mariah for explaining the different types of masks used currently in hospitals and how they use them. Now, some of you may be making your own masks at home, and when doing this, it's important to choose the right materials so that you can protect yourself and others. Researchers at Cambridge University tested different materials by shooting tiny bacteria particles through those materials and seeing how many particles made it through to the other side. Pretty cool, right? The research showed that a single layer of most household fabrics will filter about 50 to 75% of the bacteria particles, which is pretty good. Adding an additional layer of fabric only filtered an additional 1 to 2% of bacteria particles. However, it was found that 2 layers of dish towel filtered about 97% of the bacteria particles, which is equivalent to a surgical mask in terms of filtration. However, filtration is not the only important factor in choosing the right material, and this is very common in material science because there are many factors in choosing the right material. For masks, the material needs to be breathable since you are wearing it. So it was determined that 2 layers of a pillowcase or 100% cotton t-shirt are the best materials given filtration and breathability. One of the local high schools in the greater Seattle area has been 3D printing mask attachments for doctors and nurses so they have an additional layer of protection when taking care of patients with COVID-19. Let's hear from them about their mask attachments.
Hi, my name is Ratika, and I'm part of the initiative of Tesla STEM seniors who are making masks for hospitals. We started this about 2 months ago when hospitals were facing a shortage of masks and were in dire need of some. So we make cloth masks to put on top of the N95 respirators so that hospitals and frontline workers have a second means of protection, and we also print face shields.
Hi, my name is Samira and I'm a senior at Tesla STEM High School. I'll be talking to you about the masks we've made in terms of the assembly and arrangement behind it. Essentially, the masks have 3 main materials. The clips. These clips are 3D printed and our printers are supplied by our high school. Next comes these rubber bands that go on top of your ear to help secure the mask in place. And finally comes this fabric that goes on top of the N95 masks. And these masks are then delivered to hospitals and other first area responders who are dealing with COVID. These masks aren't meant to help protect you directly from the virus, but rather are taken as an extra precautionary measure on top of those N95 masks. Thank you.
Thank you to Samira and Ratika for sharing their wonderful work with us. As you can see, material science and engineering plays a critical role in solving real-world problems. This field continues to change on a daily basis as better, more sustainable materials are found for the purposes they currently serve. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and be on the lookout for more videos coming your way.